as a country, if I look at the last 18 years, I'm actually quite concerned as to why we so failed to produce entrepreneurs, and particularly black. Why did we really fail the last 18 years to produce entrepreneurs in this country? I've just really put in 4 things that I think are close to my heart. There's lots of them. I mean, you can come out with 10, you can come out with 100 reasons. And I don't really expect you as the audience to agree with me, because I'm giving you my own interpretation, my own view of what I believe the problems are in us as a country producing entrepreneurs. The current labor legislation, I'm sure, I take it that you follow the media. The noise I've been really making the last 10 years. And last year, I then decided to really deal with this matter quite seriously and in a manner that we can start really making some headways. What are the issues that I have problems with the current labor legislation? Why I believe it has destroyed entrepreneurs, and particularly in the townships? Because in this country today, if you don't have a professional HR department, don't go into business. I think for me, this centralized bargaining system, if we're serious about really creating employment and create economic activity, we need to really do something about it. You know, there's 2 pieces of legislation right now to make labor legislation even much more tougher. And what are the consequences? More and more of our people are going to lose jobs. More and more of our economic activity in this country is going to suffer. You don't really have to really be a rocket scientist to understand that people don't go into business for social reasons. People go into business because they want to make money. If you want to encourage economic activity, you want to encourage people to going into business, you don't punish them with legislation. I'm sure all of us can really agree that the state of our education is dismally failing us, really making the country really very unsustainable. And it's not just really a question of money. If I look at South Africa, you know, in this current financial year, the government is spending, just spent 207 billion, which is 20% of the total budget on education. So it's not really the money that's an issue. While I was actually reading this the other day, I discovered a country like Kenya, because all the countries, including Lesotho and Swaziland, actually surviving and running their system using our taxes. But when it comes to educational results, they're doing better than us. Kenya, we're spending 6 times more per child than a Kenyan. But you then look at the results, they're way ahead of us. So something is not right. Where's the money going to? I think, obviously, it's something that you as academics can really look at. That aspect that I believe we failed to really create entrepreneurs, it's economic freedom report. Because if you want to create economic activity and produce entrepreneurs, you've got to have free economy. You've got to have a free market. And unfortunately, South Africa, we've got a real serious problem. The first, fourth, and last aspect of why I believe we failed is the level of crime in our country as a result of us not really having this economic activity. You know, high unemployment. I mean, how can we sit with almost 40% unemployment in our country, and we don't really believe it's not a crisis? You look at the developed countries. The United States, I'm sure we listen to United States. At the moment, they're sitting at what? Just over 8% unemployment, just under 9%. And for them, it's a crisis. Germany is sitting at what, 4-5%? It's a crisis. We're sitting at almost 40%. But we're saying officially it's 26, but then we don't we disregard South Africans at the age of 40. We've already given up on looking for jobs. And now when we do the unemployment numbers, we disregard them. So for South Africa to develop a sustainable entrepreneurial culture, our economic policies need to change, and they need to change very fast. The following are some of the suggestions that I have that I believe should encourage entrepreneurial environment in our country. which will ultimately eliminate mass unemployment, improve the lives of our people. That's really what we want. The first one, remove the fear by entrepreneurs of taking on staff. The second aspect that I believe we need to do, remove minimum wages that make our people unemployable. I think we need to move South Africa to the top 20 ranking in economic freedom. We can't really be 85 and dropping. So if we need to create entrepreneurs and arrest this high unemployment, let's really move our country to really be in the top 20 in the economic freedom of the world. Let's make South Africa the fastest growing economy in the world. And we can do that by freeing our economy and have less government role in the government. Let the government really be there to really protect us and to protect the rule of law. But as far as business is concerned, leave it to the private sector, because the private sector are the ideal people, and it has been proven this affects that it's the private sector that can grow any economy anywhere in the world. And I don't really believe South Africa will be an exception where we can get the government being the one to drive economic activity. It has never happened before in the world, and South Africa is not it's going to be an exception.